One of the biggest problems in lead gen is dealing with form spam. It causes a ton of problems and quite a few headaches. There's all different ways to fight against form spam, from using tools like Google reCAPTCHA, Nora, to using OTP phone verification and email verification right inside the lead form at the point of capture to prevent spammers from getting through. But we asked ourselves, what if we could just block the lead form from loading after we identify a spammy IP address, or even just a region that we do not want to serve the lead form in? And that's where our new Form Shield tool comes into play. So with Form Shield, you can basically add a lightweight script to any landing page or website that automatically blocks your lead form from loading after you've identified a spammy IP address or region that you do not want to serve the lead form up to. So this video is going to walk through the workflow that takes you from identifying a spammy IP address to adding it to Form Shield, to blocking the lead form from loading in the first place, to then setting all of this stuff up. So let's dive into it, starting with the workflow of identifying the IP address, adding it to Form Shield, and blocking the lead. So in this example, we're going to use this really basic lead form that I set up in Unbounce. I'll just load this so you can see that it's currently loading for my IP address, right here. So there's nothing special about this. It's just a test lead form that I set up for this example. So imagine that this lead form is being hammered with spam. This is when you would come into lead capture and you'd go to your lead form and you'll see that there's IP addresses. So if you see a lot of the same IP address, you could copy this IP address, or you can even export and just look for all the spammy IP addresses, copy them, and then you'll click on AI agents. This will take you into our tools section. Go to Form Shield, click Access Tool, and then you'll need to create a configuration. We'll walk through that in a moment here. In this example, I'm just taking you through the workflow. Click on Block IPs. You'll see I have an example IP address blocked. In this case, I'm just going to block the IP address that I just copied. You do not necessarily need to add a reason, but I'll just say spam. Click Block IP address. So this IP address is now blocked. Now we can go back to our Unbounce page here. I'll refresh, and you'll see it is now blocked because the system recognized the IP address that's just at this page. A bunch of magic happened on the back end, and it blocked the lead form from loading. So now the spammer cannot continue to get through. And you can even do this for an entire region if you would like to block a whole region from loading the lead form. So then we could go back into the Form Shield area, and you can even click on events, and you can see some events here. So you can see that this IP address is blocked. It was allowed before then. So all of the events show up here. Now, if I want to unblock the IP, I would just click on Block IPs again, click on the X. That IP is unblocked. And then we could go back to that Unbounce page. Let's refresh. And there you will see it load. You may need to do a hard refresh to kind of clear cache a bit, but in my case, I did not have to do that. All right, so I just had to pause this because my wife called me. So let's see, I kind of lost my place here. It's a good thing this is not a major promotion video. So I just walked through the workflow and how all of this works. So now let's walk through how to get all of this set up. It's pretty easy to set up. So we'll go back into the Form Shield area. And when you come in here, you're not going to see a section already configured for you. You will need to click on plus new configuration. Once you click on new configuration, there's basically a handful of steps, a handful of sections that you need to configure. First, you need to give it a name. Next, you're going to need to add your IPAPI.co API token. I'll discuss that in a moment. Leave this box checked, and this is an optional setting. We'll talk about that in a moment. Then you click Create Configuration. So first, give it a name. Now, you really only need to create one configuration one time. You shouldn't need more than these unless you're, for some reason, deciding to launch a bunch across a bunch of different clients or websites. But I feel like just one is probably all you need. Now, when it comes to identifying the IP address and region, this is where we need some help. And this is where IPAPI, I think that's how you say it, comes into play. So with IPAPI, let's just go to their website. They essentially allow us to identify the IP address, a bunch of information about the browser when they hit the page. And the system is going to be looking for the IP address and the region, and that's how we're going to be able to identify when one of these spammy leads hits the page. So it's pretty cheap. It's actually free for up to 30,000 per day, I think, and then $12 per month for 60K lookups per month, and then the price kind of goes up. So just sign up for IPAPI, grab the API token or the API key, and then you're going to add it right in here. So add the API key there, paste it in, click create configuration, then you're all set. And then after you do that, you'll see a section that looks like this. Now, the thing to note about the configuration is you'll need to add a script to all of the landing pages where you want this to work. And the nice thing here is you only need to add the script one time. So for example, if you add an IP address, then add the script, and come back and add 10 IP addresses, you do not need to add the script again. The script will automatically know that you've added more IP addresses. So copy the script and then go to your landing page or your website builder. In this particular case, we're going to use the Unbounce platform, but the instructions are the same. It's just going to be differences in UI on your side. Ideally, you're going to add this before the lead form pixel script loads. So if you are placing the lead form pixel script into a code block like this, click into the code block and just paste the script, the form shield script there, and you'll see it right there. Click save or republish, whatever your landing page provider requires. Or you can go and just add it to the header. So in this case, I'll go to JavaScript, and you'll see I already have it in the header. In Unbounce, you can define the placement. It's set to head, so this will make it load before the lead capture pixel script loads. If you have the lead capture script in your header, just place it before the pixel script that's in the header. So you'd have the form shield script here, and then the lead capture pixel script below that. You always want the form shield script to load before the lead capture pixel script. That's all you really have to do. Once you add it to your page, though, I highly recommend testing your lead form. Make sure that it's submitting, that there's nothing breaking. You definitely want to make sure that it's working properly. And then you can come back in here. You should see a section like this. And again, to add blocked IP addresses, you can just click on blocked IPs and you can begin adding them in. And that's all there is to this. We're going to continue to build this out. We'll add in some artificial intelligence at some point to help proactively identify spammy IP addresses. We'll add in different ways to block out leads. There's so much more that we're going to add into this tool over time, and more modifications and improvements and enhancements that are coming. But for now, this is a really great start to help you block the lead form from completely loading when a spammy IP address is identified. Alternatively, if you do not want to go through these steps, just send us the IP address and we can block them from the server side.